Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca and we are back for another gardening video. It's time to fill the garden beds and I am so excited about it. This video is sponsored again by Vigo Gardens and they are the ones that sent me out these gorgeous beds. I've accessorized a little bit as much as I can so far by adding some lights here, but there's much more to come. I also put up this garden sign that my grandma made for me, but it fell off, I think just honestly due to the wind, so I'm gonna try that again. I went and bought plant starts yesterday because I did try to start seeds and I started them too late and it just was not it. It was not working. So I am just gonna have to settle for starts. It's okay because a lot of the starts had multiple plants in them, so that helps me justify this because I really don't like having to buy starts. It's just so much more cost effective to start seeds, but sometimes it's not possible. And I just want to share that with you because as a working mom, content creator, whatever, I want to show as realistic gardening as possible. And if using starts from Lowe's, for example, is what you have to do to get your garden started, then do it, okay? It's okay. I'm gonna insert the footage of shopping for all of these fun things and then we're gonna plant. Okay, so the goal is to put 2 more bags of soil in each of these beds and hopefully that's enough. I might need to do more. We will see. I also want to add mulch though, so I'm thinking with the mulch too, it might be enough. I'm using Miracle-Gro organic garden soil and I looked at the ingredients of this and it does not appear to contain peat, which is what I was trying to avoid in this garden. I didn't want peat moss. Sometimes they also call it organic Magnum peat moss on the bag labels. And you know, to be totally transparent, this brand is not going to be my first choice every time. But in the interest of just getting this done, I am going with this because it was what was available at my local hardware store. At this point in my life, I very firmly believe that done is better than perfect. And if in the future I want to amend the soil more and add more, I absolutely can do that. In fact, I am going to have to add more soil every single year just as a normal part of my garden maintenance. So if in the future I can access higher quality product, that would be great. But it doesn't have to be perfect to grow food. I grew food in much worse conditions than this by far. We will certainly see how everything shakes up. I'm gonna go get a, well, can I just, whoa, twist my ankle? We have a bunch of holes in our yard because the previous owner's dogs dug a lot of holes. So my ankles find them every single time. You know, I feel like 3 per bed probably would have been more suitable, but yeah, like honestly just 1 more would have been good. So I might just do that, just put 1 more in here, and then that means that I'm gonna have to go get 4 more, which honestly isn't terrible. And if you're coming from the houseplant world, you're gonna be so shocked by just these garden plants' will to live and will to grow fruit because they are insane. They like quadruple in size, if not more, in just a couple weeks. Okay, I went and got my plants, and as far as filling the beds goes, I should have a plan, shouldn't I? Okay. What I've done in the past is kind of like a square foot garden situation, like 1 plant for every foot of area. And since this trellis is here, I'll probably just like plant 1 here, 1 in the middle, and 1 on the end. Or maybe I'll plant 1 along each of the bars. as far as like the climbing plants, because I do have some beans. I didn't find any beans plants, but I've direct sown beans before. It's not too big of a deal. They are very heavy producers, if I had to say. Maybe I'll plant 2 seeds at every spot just to ensure that we get something. It's very helpful that I film this because I don't have my tags right now. So the likelihood of me forgetting what I planted is very high. So filming is very helpful in that. Now for the front part of the bed, I kind of want to do something pretty. Like I was actually thinking of just like lining the whole front, like the whole like borders with marigolds or something like that. But I did buy some starts and I have 12 of them. So I'm thinking 12 divided by 4 is 3. So if I put 3 at the front of each one, they will grow quite a bit and get bigger and expand. So I'm actually gonna do that and see how that works for me. 2, 3. And I have some other flower seeds that I would like to plant, like some sunflowers and stuff like that, but I'll probably plant the sunflowers towards the back. Oh, I did my cucumber seeds. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna plant these on the other side of the trellis, exactly how I did these beans. I got some like new zinnias to me. So this one is called Candy Cane. It's kind of like a speckled version, and then I got the Double Enchantress, which is pretty similar to the ones that I had before, but I had giant zinnias, so they were like really big. I don't know how tall these are actually going to get. Actually it says giant, so they're going to get really tall. So these are going to have to be planted towards the back. I got cosmos, I got some calendula, and sunflowers that have like nice orange, multicolored, and then I got some cantaloupe. Cantaloupe is my favorite thing to grow. I've never grown one that was like this kind. This is a honey rock. I'm sure it'll be fine. But again, melons are going to be planted. I think I'm going to do one melon on that end and then the other melon on this end, so that maybe it can just like grow along the fence over there because we have this fence line. And then I also got, as far as like squash things go, I got some zucchini. These are straight neck heirloom squash, yellow squash. I don't know, I just don't want the squash to be too close together because they could get a pest and then transfer it to each other. I don't think I'm gonna have issues with powdery mildew here, but I had big powdery mildew issues in Colombia because it was just so moist, so humid. Just a perfect breeding ground for that. So what I want to do in here, since I have the beans, is I think I'm gonna do tomatoes here. I mean, really technically I could put something in this section because you can see these are kind of serving as like columns, but I know that tomatoes get big. So what I think I'm gonna do is just plant this in the middle here. And then I have some peppers, which in my experience don't get too big. And I might plant a pepper on either side. We'll see, because I have 3 tomato plants. Oh, also I wanna plant herbs in all of these beds to like maybe help with pests and things like that. I've kind of forgotten all of the companion planting things that I researched before, but maybe I'll do a basil in this one and then a pepper in the front. So this one is, ooh, these are lunchbox orange sweet snacking peppers. I've never grown this kind of pepper, so we'll do that one here. This basil is gonna get real big, they always do. And these are the plants that just keep on giving. They're so easy to propagate. I love them. Something could go here, theoretically. I don't know what though, because those will be beans. This row, the tomato will need a cage, so I'll have to get that. And then maybe I can just put like flowers right here. I don't know. Let's plant these ones though, just to get that over with. Not a huge root system on this one. I would like to make prettier tags for everything, but that's going to take a little bit of time. So I'm just going to use the tags that they came with, which is again another perfectly acceptable thing to do as a busy gardener. If you guys remember in my last garden video, putting these beds together was so easy, and I just love how Vigo Gardens products work so perfectly together. They just are made with each other in mind. Which like seems obvious, but a lot of brands don't do that. And the fact that they have so many products that just work seamlessly together makes me so happy that I have these beds, because if at any point if I want to do some add-ons and I don't know, just do something different, like configure the trellis differently or whatever it may be, I don't have to completely take apart the entire bed to do so, because all of the add-ons are affixed to the outside of the beds. And I don't know if that's the case for every single one, but the ones that I've been interested in, that has been the case. Like their irrigation system, number one, the trellises, number two, the lights. They also have some really cool worm composters, which I would really like to put in my beds because I really need to compost, but I don't necessarily want to have a huge compost bin. So I feel like, and we also just don't make that much food waste to where that would feel necessary. So I am probably gonna grab some of those. But what I just love about these is that it feels very approachable if you are new to gardening. I mean, I've been doing this for several years, but it still feels so new to me. I'm just really grateful for these beds, and they come in like so many different sizes and configurations. Like this is the 17-inch tall design, and I could have made it wider, I could have made it skinnier. If I ever want to take it apart, I technically could and refigure them, because these are expected to be in my life for like 20 years. Like they are made with longevity in mind, which is something that you have to kind of consider when you are building or buying garden beds, because there's a lot of corrugated metal garden beds out there, but not made like these ones. These ones are made specifically to last a really long time. Whereas the beds that I made in Missouri, they're made out of wood, and I know that they have a shelf life. Like, of course, I love the way that they look, but as far as maintenance, like annual maintenance and the way that they look, they just look pretty weathered at this point, and these are going to look exactly like this for the next 20 years. I don't know, I just think that's actually wild that they were able to come up with a formula that does that. But that's my little spiel, and if you guys are interested, I have a code, it's on the screen, and I will also have them linked down below if you're interested in shopping, because it's not too late to set up your garden. Honestly, I don't think it's ever too late to set up your garden, because again, you can buy starts. It's basically like a very large potted plant, a very large potted arrangement for all of my houseplant friends. And it's so cool. It's so gratifying to grow your own food and to literally just come out to your yard and pick a tomato and eat it. I don't know, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir, because if you're watching this, you probably understand that experience. I think this bed is done for now. Let's move on to the next one. Also, it's been raining and my pants are soaked. Oh wait, let me shout out my Crocs. The dirt here is red, so it literally looks like there's blood all over my shoes, but these are the Mary Jane Crocs. They are so cute. They're my new garden shoes for the season. I really like using Crocs because I can just like spray my feet off and they're not like soggy or anything like that. I'll have them linked down below too if you're interested, because dang, I love my Crocs. I am a Croc person, unfortunately. I influenced one of my friends here, Amanda. You guys saw her on my vlog channel. I influenced her to buy Crocs also for her kids. So I'm just saying, should I plant in the back? I feel like maybe sunflowers would look good in this one. They get pretty tall, so I guess I'll plant 2 of them back there. It would be kind of pretty to have sunflowers on either side here and then have the zinnias on the outside. I think that's what I might do. Okay, so remind me, this is where I'm putting the sunflowers, because I am going to forget. Similar to what I did on the other side, I'm going to plant cucumber, if I can find them. There they are. I'm again planting 2 at each pole. And then at the back, I'm going to plant 2 more sunflowers. I don't exactly know how I want to do the cantaloupe, because something that I've done in the past is just put this type of stuff like at the end of the beds over there, but I might just put it in the center. But then I kind of risk it getting everywhere. So I might just plant a bunch along this row here and then maybe do other stuff over there. So I'm gonna make a little trench, and it says to space them 36 inches apart. I don't know if we will achieve that. I am going to put the giant zinnias right here, similar to how I planted the sunflowers. I'm honestly just gonna chaos garden these and we will see what comes up. I have a big boy tomato, which is like, I'm assuming just a normal tomato. I don't know. And then this is an orange cherry tomato. So I'm gonna put that here. And then I have one more pepper, which is red bell pepper. And I'll put that here. All my beds are kind of shaping up to be like similarly designed, which I don't mind that. That's fine. I don't know. I think along this end, I will do calendula. I'm just gonna chaos garden the calendula. Then I have my, where's the watermelon? That's really what I want to plant. Now I'm going to plant it going this direction so that it's as far as possible from the squash, which I think I'm gonna plant over in that bed. I'm separating out these seedlings as best I can without breaking them, hopefully. I don't want too many watermelon plants. I might like prune. We'll see. I don't know if that one's actually gonna make it because it looks kind of like it got beat up. Okay, I'm planting the variegated petal candy cane zinnias at the end of this bed, and I need to trim back this tree that is growing through our fence so that it doesn't like interfere with things. But I just have such a hard time parting with green things. Like, I'm glad something is growing, even though it's not supposed to be there. Okay, once again, just gonna chaos garden this. I grabbed some more herbs. This is cilantro, this is sage. I've never had either in a garden, so I figured that might be fun. This bed doesn't have anything on this whole section, so what I am wanting to get as well is rosemary, and rosemary might even be a perennial here, just depending. So I still need to get that, but this one has an herb. This one does not have an herb. I want one herb in every bed, so I think I'm gonna put the cilantro in this one. Did I plant something in here? I don't think I did. Maybe I can put the likelihood of me forgetting what I planted is very high. Did I? I'm gonna have to look back at my footage. I don't remember. This is gonna go right here in the middle of it all. So I think maybe the cosmos will go right here. And if I already planted something here, well, oops. And then I will put the sage right here. My hands smell like poop, manure and all that. But I think the garden is planted. I'm just gonna do a quick once over to make sure I didn't forget anything. I have some garden tags in my old seed thing, thank God. What did I grab? I grabbed a dry erase marker. Hold on. Alright guys, well I believe that's it. My 2025 garden has been planted. I'm so grateful for these beds and the opportunity to do this, to create a sweet little oasis in my yard. It already feels so dreamy. I'm going to water everything in, and then I'm gonna go take a nice hot shower and get into bed. It's been a really long day, but this was so fun. I just am so excited to see what this space will bring. I think my favorite part right now is the three, excuse me, is the three marigolds at the front of every bed. I just love that uniformity moment. It's so cute. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to Vigo Gardens for sponsoring. If you want to check out these beds and the trellis and all of their wonderful accessories, I will have them linked down below. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.